If you're trying to figure out if you want to start a dog walking business and if it's still a good decision, then you have come to the best video for advice with dog walking. So let's go ahead and jump in because the answer is dog walking still a good side hustle? Well, that depends. For some people it is, for some people it's not. So let's kind of jump into some of the ways that you can make a lot of money with dog walking. So if you're looking to start a dog walking business, you might think to yourself, okay, how do I get started? Do I print out a bunch of flyers with a picture of me walking a dog, cut at the bottom in little slices that say, call this number if you need a dog walker? You could. I mean, that might work in a huge city like New York. But if you're somewhere that's in the suburbs, you're probably not going to get a lot of people calling you. So what I would always recommend out of all the dog walking apps, and just for more information about me, I do own a dog walking business. So I have been there. I've started from scratch. So this is where all my advice and stuff is coming from, is someone who's been where you are right now, where you're trying to figure out, hey, do I want to do this? Is it worth it? So I'll tell you my experience. Of course, we live in different places. So what works for me may not work for you, but I'll tell you my advice. And if it sounds like something you're interested in, then go for it. The best time to always start something is now. Out of all the apps out there, Rover, in my opinion, has gotten me the best results. So I would definitely go to Rover. So once you go to Rover, you'll be thinking, okay, how do I figure out how much I need to charge? If I've never done dog walking before, I'm not going to be a millionaire from dog walking, but there has been cases, people in New York, where they make over $100,000 a year solely walking dogs. Now, is that realistic for the average person? No, it's not. The way that's done is you pick somewhere that's super dense where you can walk 10, 15 dogs at the same time at $20 a dog. You can make all that money, and you can. So if you live in New York City and you're watching this video, then yeah, go for it. You easily can make $100,000 if you really put your mind to it. But for the average person that maybe lives in a subdivision or even out in the country, that's not going to be realistic. So this is what I did. So I went to Rover, I signed up for my profile. I had no idea what I was supposed to charge. So I started looking around. So I looked from the perspective of a client. I put in that I had a dog, and I looked at the results, and I filtered by best rated reviews as well as the pricing and stuff. So the pricing that I saw, it was between $15 to $20 an hour is what dog walkers in my area were charging. So when I first started out, I came in $1 cheaper an hour than anyone else out there. So whenever someone's searching Rover, there's a lot of people that they just want whatever is the absolute cheapest, which doesn't always mean you're going to get the best, but it's a great way to build a base and build clients. And you can always raise your rates every year or every 6 months. So once you build up a base, you get a reputation, you can kind of weed out some of your earlier lower paying clients. So I started out at $14 per hour. And I had quite a few people reach out to me. I was impressed. Now, when it comes to anything with making money, you really want to have a niche. You really want to specialize in one little area. Now, you may be thinking dog walking is super generic. How are you supposed to filter that down? So for me, what I noticed, and this actually helped me make more money per hour. So right now, I make about $40 an hour, $40 to $45 an hour dog walking. Now, that's double what most people make in my area. So here's why I make that, and people will actually pay that price. So this is what I focus on. Most people that walk dogs in my area are college kids who can't handle a 100 or 150 pound dog pulling them super hard. So when you're in Rover, you have the option to pick what size dogs that you want. So what I specialize in is dogs over 100 pounds that most people will be like, oh, heck no, I can't handle a 100-pound dog that might, weigh the same as the person walking it. So whenever someone that has like a Great Dane or English Mastiff or some large dog or a real aggressive German Shepherd or something like that, then that's kind of who I'll cater to, and that's who a lot of people will reach out. Anyone can handle a 15-pound dog. So you want to specialize, you want to market yourself. Like for me, I market myself for large dogs and dogs that are dog aggressive, because I can handle a dog that starts trying to pull across the road to get to another dog on the other side. Even if it's a 150-pound Great Dane. Like that's no problem for me, and a lot of people can't do that. So that's what I specialize in. That's on my profile. It says I specialize in dogs that are dog aggressive, not people aggressive. So I don't want a dog that's going to come up and like bite me. Dog aggressive dogs, I don't mind. I grew up with those, and they were easy to figure out. You just keep them away from other dogs, and you need to be strong enough to keep them from pulling, which a lot of people are. So that is kind of my advice. Find a niche. If you have any type of experience, like if you've ever worked at a vet place or anything like that, definitely highlight that in your profile, because the more skills and stuff that you can put in there, the better. And whenever you talk about experience, if you had a dog growing up, throw that in there. Be like, I grew up with dogs. I have, if you're 20 years old, be like, I have 10 years of experience with dogs because I grew up with them. So there's a lot of different things that when it comes to dog walking, if it's still profitable. So let's kind of go down, let's kind of talk numbers a little bit and see if it's really worth, the taxes and all that kind of stuff. I remember one of my, I think it was second or third client that I picked up. It was in a subdivision, like 10 minutes from my house. They were like, you're the only person that would take a dog as big as ours. They had a Great Dane. It was, a very large dog. We're talking 150 pounds. Because a lot of people filter that out because they can't handle those kind of dogs. So they were like, you've gotten really good reviews, and you're really the only person around. So I'm still a client with those people today. So as far as taxes and stuff goes, so my rate is $40 an hour. That would be my regular rate for one dog. So if there's two dogs, it's usually a $10 extra per dog that I charge. So I'll make $50 to, like, best case scenario, we're talking multiple dogs that are puppies. The puppy rate should always be higher than the regular rate because puppies are harder to handle. So when you're setting up your pricing, bump it up a couple dollars for puppies. And then, of course, holiday rates. If someone wants you to walk their dog on July 4th or New Year's or Christmas or any major holiday, you will get more money for that. So the most money I ever made was $120 an hour. That was multiple puppies on a holiday. And no one else was available. That's what my rate was. I didn't necessarily want to walk dogs on, a holiday, but for $120 an hour, that's kind of hard to say no to. So that's what I did. As far as taxes and stuff goes, keep track of your mileage. If you're driving between your clients' houses, if you're buying stuff for your dog walking business, keep track of it. If you have to buy new shoes because you're going through yours way too much, if you're buying leashes, if you're buying collars, if you're buying dog treats that you end up giving to the dogs whenever they do something well, keep track of everything because it's all a business expense and it all can be deducted from your taxes. Rover will send you, depending on how much you make, they might send you a tax form, or you may have to just kind of self-report whenever you do your taxes. Like, hey, I have a new dog walking business. This is how much I made, and these are the expenses that I had. And when you're first starting out, most of the time your expenses will far outweigh your income. But a lot of people will let you use their dog leashes and stuff like that. So the biggest thing is just the money for gas, for driving from place to place to place. So if you have a fuel efficient vehicle, then you're great. So definitely keep track of mileage and all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, is dog walking still a great side hustle? Yes, it is for me in my location. I'm located near Charlotte, North Carolina, kind of on the outside of the city, but still where it's very like suburban and stuff. So For me, it's worth it. What you could always do, go to rover.com and check all the different sitters in your area, the price that they charge, to kind of get an idea. If you live out in the middle of nowhere, like let's say Decatur, Indiana, you're probably not going to have a lot of clients, and your closest person that needs their dog walk is probably going to be like 15, 20 minutes away. So that's kind of what I've ran into. And another thing with dog walking, most people that pay people to have someone take care of their dog, whether it be walking or sitting them, they, I would say, are usually more on the wealthy side. So if you kind of are in a richer area, you will probably have higher paying clients than if you're somewhere in a lower income area. That's not always the case, but it is for me. Like most of my clients, I would say, are on the wealthier side versus some clients that I've had when I was starting out where my prices were really low at like $14 an hour. They weren't, super wealthy. They were just looking for someone that was a warm body that could take care of their dog and walk their dog when they were on vacation and feed and water it and stuff like that. So that's another thing to keep in mind. One thing that's super important whenever you get a new client, always do a meet and greet. Never say, yeah, I'll take your dog this weekend, and just come over there and expect the dog to like you. Because a lot of times the owner will be gone on vacation, the dog will see you, and the dog will just hate you because it's never met you, it doesn't know who you are, and you can't get in and feed and water your dog, and it causes stress for you as the dog walker because you can't get in or you're afraid you're going to get bit. And then you have to call the owner and say, hey, I can't get in, your dog's trying to attack me. And then it ruins their vacation because then they have to figure something else out last minute, whether that means coming home or getting a neighbor to help out or whatever. So those are just some tips and tricks that I've used to maximize my income with dog walking. So if you are a dog walker, throw your best advice in the comment section for other people watching this video that are interested in dog walking. Did you find it worth it? Is it something that you've done for a long time? And what kind of background do you have in dog walking? I think it'd be really cool to read through the comments and kind of see everyone's experience. And if you want to throw in how much money you make an hour dog walking, that'd be awesome. I feel like a lot of people would really, really like to have that. So I'll throw my link in the description for the referral for Rover.com. If you want to use it, awesome. If not, no big deal. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.